I know a bear that you all know, Yogi, Yogi. I know a bear that you all know, Yogi Bear.
This is YogiOabs. And I was going to make a video on YogiOabs a long ass time ago, but just never really got around to it. I actually started a script and I got bored. Because, quite frankly, I kind of missed the bad videos that he did and the bad stuff that he did and didn't want to dig up the past. But he made this video less than 24 hours ago. And it's a video called They Want to Turn Our Country... Oh, sorry. They want to make your country gay. Yeah. So that it's going to be that kind of video. So I wanted to just basically point out why everything he says in this video, without exception, is bullshit. Now, this is going to be a bit more ad hoc than my purgatory videos usually are, but hopefully it's going to be a bit more fun because of that. By a bit more fun, I mean immediately fun. My videos are always fun. This is seriously coming out of the White House. As a Christian, I apologize on behalf of my country. No, you shouldn't be apologizing on behalf of your country. You should apologize for yourself. America does not uniformly believe in spreading these values to other countries. I mean, it doesn't have to. Its government just has to, but whatever. We do not support this agenda. We rebuke it. Oh, so it's okay for you to talk on behalf of a lot of Americans, but not for the other side to do it. Okay. So anyway, let's hear out this guy.
We failed to install democracy in Afghanistan, but America has a new plan. Let me show you what it is.
Hello, I'm Jessica Stern, the U.S. Department of State's Special Envoy to advance the human rights of LGBTQI+ persons.
Can anyone be more fake than this person?
Yeah, I know someone. He's called YogiOabs. He's pretty fucking fake. You might know him. He's apparently your OTP.
I'm almost wondering if this person is a real person or one of those new virtual robots.
Hey, I ask that all the time when I watch your video. Like, I don't know, I assume that someone coded you by putting a load of goddamn derogatory shit into an algorithm and just made you as a channel. I'm pretty sure you're an ARG, YogiOabs, and you're probably going to release a game at the end of this mess.
Is this person even real?
Again, I ask that every time I watch a YogiOabs video.
Something's just off about her.
Again, I say that every time.
Wait, what is LGBTQI? Lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, questioning.
Questioning? I thought it was queer, but maybe they're interchangeable. I don't know. Feel free to let me know.
And I haven't heard that one. I heard QIA, actually. Question. Oh, intersex. So, like, people who are born hermaphrodite deserve a standing ovation.
No, that's not what that means. It means that they deserve equal rights to people who are not born hermaphrodites. Also, I don't understand. LGBTQI+, right? Why do you have the plus if you keep adding numbers onto it before the plus? Shouldn't it just be LGBT+? Why do they keep adding new letters on and then adding the plus on? Making the plus or the letters redundant. It's... whatever. But yeah, that movement, like the sane part of it, like the core of it, isn't about standing ovations. It's about people who fall in those categories being able to do what anybody else would do who wasn't in those categories. There are dickheads who do want a standing ovation, but unfortunately they're not representative of or the majority in any way.
For some reason. I mean, it's a tragedy, I guess. It's unfortunate that these disorders take place.
I mean, yeah, it's going to cause people problems in their lives, but a lot of, like, intersex people have lived very normal, real lives. I understand, like, sports athletes and stuff have problems where their gender's called into question and stuff, and they probably don't want that shit. You know, I wouldn't wish to be looked down on for anything like that, but at the same time, I can think of worse fates, and some people might actually feel a sense of identity from it. So it's just the way he words these things. You'll see later on, he does it a lot.
People are born this way. I don't recall anyone saying that's wrong. I think what people are saying,
I mean, you say it's wrong all the time, but carry on.
is wrong is to give in to those impulses if you're gay.
Oh, so you can be that, but don't ever express it. That's wrong. So you are saying it's wrong. Fucking idiot.
Or acknowledge transgender people when they're actually just suffering from autism or something like that.
So I heard that before, it made me laugh, and it's made me laugh again. Okay, one. Autism and transgenderism, I don't know if that's... being trans and autism are not the same thing. If a autistic person is a trans person, or vice versa, one does not correlate with the other. Two, suffering from autism is not something that a lot of activists are going to be happy with you saying. That is akin to me saying that you suffer from Christianity.
So, yeah, let's see what Jennifer Stern has to say. She certainly is quite stern.
He says that multiple times. I think it's meant to be a joke, but it's just fucking... You know, I'm going to give him a dislike just for that. The rest of it I could live with, but just not that joke. The joke's fuck awful.
In a world where some 70 countries criminalize LGBTQI+ status or conduct, and where stigma and rejection are daily realities in countless more, LGBTQI+ people do not enjoy equal human rights. LGBTQI+ people who are targeted based on race, gender identity or expression, sex characteristics, class, religion, indigeneity, ability, age, or any other status face heightened vulnerability. Everyone deserves the opportunity to achieve their full potential without violence or discrimination.
I don't see anything wrong with what she just said. Maybe that's just me. I understand that, you know, some people have different views on it, but even if you're not for certain things, what she's saying is we are leveling the playing field so that those people are not rejected by society and they don't have people treating them like shit, they're not getting arrested, they're not losing their jobs over it. And also that there's none of this double standard crap of, oh, well, you know, gay women are okay, but gay guys aren't, and stuff like that. Like, what she just said is anybody who falls under that label is equal to people who don't. Unless she said one specific thing that you can say definitively proves otherwise. But I personally heard that. So let's hear how fucking Ashok here takes it.
LGBTQI+ people are our neighbors, co-workers.
Let's slow down right here. Africa doesn't want our gay propaganda in their continent, all right?
Yeah, I think it's a bit late for that as a concern, given that Africa's received a lot of shit they don't want from the West, or the North in some cases. But the thing is, just because they don't want it doesn't mean that they don't need it. YogiOabs seems to think that this is about punishing the people who don't like gay people. It's not. It's about protecting the gay people themselves. It's that if this was about Christians, he would share my opinion on it. That people shouldn't be put to death for being Christian. People shouldn't be treated as mentally ill for being Christian. People shouldn't lose their job for being Christian. However, because it's not that, and it's something he doesn't like, it's up to them how they treat their people.
People in Ghana, Kenya, Zimbabwe, there's all these viral YouTube videos of these politicians in these countries just saying, we don't need, you know, we don't need the U.S., we don't need the EU to impose their trash values on our culture and our values.
Okay, one, I'm sure their cultures and values are not flawless. No country's is. Two, They might not need it, but the people whose lives they're making shit certainly do.
No, homosexuality. Why should you say we're going to be civilized if we only allow it? Are you saying we are very primitive now because we are frowning upon homosexuality? Even animals don't do it. Why should we be forced to do it because we want to be seen to be smart, to be seen to be civilized and advanced?
Actually, Mr. President, you're talking out your ass. Animals have been on record as to being gay, so yeah, you'll have to find a different old-ass homophobic fucking retort. Also, if animals didn't do it, that wouldn't really matter. Like, you know, animals aren't capable of higher thought, or at least not most of them, so... There has been a study recently, though. Dogs can learn over hundreds of names. Over 100 names. And in theory, they could learn hundreds of names, like a human could in their lifetime, which I found kind of cool, but... yeah.
We equally reject attempts to prescribe new rights that are contrary to our values, norms, traditions, and beliefs.
What kind of fuck-dump person rejects people's rights for their pitiable fucking principles? That's the question I have to ask. It's not even their principles, it's just what they get butthurt over.
We are not gays.
I'm gonna have to get that as a soundbite. That was hilarious. We are not gays.
We are not gays.
Fuck. Someone elected him.
I think it was just a few weeks ago in Jamaica. A bunch of people were protesting because the U.S. Embassy in Jamaica was hanging a pride flag. And it's just like, what are you doing?
It's almost like it's their embassy and they can do whatever the shit they want with it.
Respect another country's culture.
How is it disrespecting their culture?
And as you might be able to see in the background, the U.S. Embassy continues to fly the LGBT flag, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender flag, in breach of the Vienna Convention, Articles 3.1e.
Promoting friendly relations between the mission and its head shall have the right to use the flag and emblem of the sending state on the premises of the mission, including the residence of the head of the mission and its means of transport.
Article 20 and Article 41, right? They are being hostile towards...
Okay, what the fuck does that have to do with the fucking pride flag? It does not say... Hold on, let me double check. I think I say developing... Yeah, it doesn't say that they can't fly it. It says that they can fly their country's flag, but it doesn't say that they're not allowed to fly any other flags.
our laws, our culture, and our own democratic system, instead of flying the Jamaican...
I like that abbreviation, JCANs. Never seen that before. It's just...
Independence, they have decided to fly that flag, and that is an insult to our country.
You must have incredibly fucking thin skin if a flag like that is an insult to your country. I mean, yeah, okay, if it was like the fucking swastika on like the Nazi background, I get that. But people haven't been killed over fucking pride. So I don't get this outrage. It's just pettiness.
They don't believe in that stuff. They don't believe in this new religion.
It's not a religion. It's just how these people are fucking programmed, how they're wired. As in, like, it's kind of like your one operating system and you insist that all other operating systems are wrong. When they're all perfectly functional and can all run Minecraft, so who gives a shit?
Going around like a plague. They don't...
Like a plague. Yeah, you don't sound like a fucking bigot when you say shit like that. Honestly, the biggest plague I've seen going around is people like you personally, because when people like you started talking, politicians got somehow dumber, and everything went to shit. And you cannot be pleased unless you get your way 100% all the time, which is impossible because you don't even know what you want.
believe in that stuff. You know what's really happening, guys? This is what's really happening in my...
Okay, if you're drinking or eating, swallow it now. Because I swear to Christ, you probably are going to spit it out and laugh.
Opinion. So Joe Biden looked at this graph here showing that several of countries like Nigeria, Pakistan, Tanzania, sorry, are going to just see an explosion in population. So they're thinking like, okay, how can we stay ahead? We got China to deal with. Now we got these guys. They're not very rich. They're like pretty terrible countries to live in for anybody. I mean, they're poor countries. But, you know, in 100 years from now, they're going to be like on top in terms of population. Nigeria is going to keep growing. Pakistan's going to keep developing. So they're a threat to us too. So let's make them gay. So I think that's what they really want.
Okay. I had to say a little prayer so I didn't laugh there. Right, okay. One, gargantuan populations are not a good thing. If you look at poorly economic developed countries, most of them have gargantuan populations. And the problem with that is that the population spirals out of control and there's not enough resources for everyone. So people are impoverished, people are out of work. The US does not need more people, at least not on the scale you're saying. There are not enough jobs for a lot of people because of a lot of reasons. One of the big ones mostly being that now automation has just taken over all the manual labour jobs. So if you cannot get a C in every single subject, you are worthless. And that's true in Britain, that's true in America, that's true across the entire Western world right now. If you are not literate, if you are not capable of doing sums or science, they do not give a shit. They do not want you. Manual labour jobs are few and far between. And unfortunately, people really want those jobs back because not everyone is cut out for desk jobs. Not everyone is cut out for academia. I'm not cut out for academia. I tried that shit and it drove me insane for various reasons. And I have friends who didn't do great in school and had to work for free for years. Of course, people like YogiOabs don't go after that. They don't question that shit. They question, oh, well, gay guys don't have to worry about getting fired for being gay, so I need to get on the internet and do something about it. Oh, fucking arsehole. But another thing as well, right? Making your population gay isn't necessarily going to work, because being gay is brain chemistry, it's biology, you have to be wired a certain way to be gay. You cannot decide to become gay. You cannot be told you are gay. If that happens, if someone convinces you that you are gay, chances are you're going to have some sort of quarter or midlife crisis and realise that you're not gay like the figure skater from Friends. It's going to be the opposite of what's going to happen to YogiOabs in a couple of years' time when he realises that he's gay.
Because this propaganda is just ridiculous.
The United States
It's not propaganda. Fucking idiot.
considers the human rights of LGBTQI+ persons a priority.
Oh, what monsters.
Committed to being a leader in the fight for global equality. I'm honored
Scandal.
to serve alongside the dedicated activists, allies, and organizations in our shared work to secure dignity and human rights.
So this is,
You
I think this
fucking
is
bitch.
fading. I would like to see it fading.
I'd like to see you fading.
I believe it's called Americanism. It's where people in America think they're like the saviors of the planet.
This is the part of the video that I actually agree with him on. That I would like America to stop thinking that it can fix everything, because most of the time it just can't. And it's not America specifically. I don't think any country can police the fucking planet, because it just doesn't work. And it certainly cannot be a country that can't be seen with blood on its hands. So yeah, I kind of agree with this with this portion of the video, but he accidentally ruins that by being YogiOabs.
And they're the most virtuous people of all time, and they can go into other countries and, you know, improve people's lives and stuff like that. Look, mission work is great, you know, as a
Oh, okay, so when people are doing that, but with your ideas and your beliefs and your religion, it's a-okay. If they do it to promote anything else, it's bad. Got it.
Christian, I believe in mission work. I believe in installing schools and hospitals and volunteering worldwide in places to help the poor and needy. That's what.
Yeah, but when Christian communities and organizations set up those schools, what do you think they teach the kids? Because the criticism for mission work was the idea that people would go around teaching other people's kids new religions that they otherwise wouldn't be exposed to. Now, you might think that's great, but I'm pretty sure if Islam did it, you wouldn't be happy about that. So, maybe you should try to think from other people's perspective, mostly for your own sake.
Jesus called us to do. Jesus didn't call us to give a voice to people who are struggling with sin and tell them it's okay to sin.
Actually, that's kind of what Jesus did. He actually said that, like, well, he didn't specifically say, but his overall arc ended with him dying for people's sins, because people generally sin. It's impossible to go from birth to death without sinning, and if you achieve that, you are a boring bastard. So, quite frankly, no, that is more or less what he said. His overall message was, you will sin, that's okay, because I've died for that sin, and if you believe in what I say, if you follow me, I will take you, I'll basically be your, I'll vouch for you and say, yeah, he's good police, he can go into heaven, don't worry about him. So yeah, you're talking out your ass again.
That's the issue. So I'm just saying the people that are doing mission works in these countries need to now start to fight against Jennifer and her propaganda machine here. Jessica Stern. Jessica Stern. She is quite stern. We need to start.
Yeah, he said that shit again. I wish I could dislike his video twice.
These people doing mission trips need to be aware that their neighbors are going to start selling LGBTQ plus propaganda everywhere in these countries.
They could grow a pair of balls and ignore them. Oh, that's not an option, sorry.
And they're acting like, Jessica Stern here is acting like we are some, you know, it's like just virtue signaling nonsense. Like we're better than other people.
That's how you act all the time because you're a fucking Christian. You just said that when missionaries go into areas and do the same thing that you hate here, it's a good thing. But when they do it against what you believe, it's a bad thing.
So good that we can advance human rights for other people.
Isn't that a good thing? Even if you don't like... In fact, he goes on to say it. He doesn't believe that people should be killed for this shit. That's what they're trying to stop. They're not trying to make anybody anything. They're just saying if that person happens to be that thing, do not treat them like a piece of shit. Why are you so against that? If you believe these people are sick, then they shouldn't be losing a lot of their lives because they're quote-unquote sick in your eyes.
But a lot of people are waking up and realizing that, you know, that it's black and white in Christianity. There's sin and then there's good. There's good and there's evil.
I mean, no, Christianity does have a lot of grey in it. Like, for example, Abraham murdering Isaac. He murders, thou shalt not kill, Cain and Abel and all that shit. He's been told to kill. I'd say that's quite grey. He's disobeying one commandment to follow another. It's pretty grey. Christianity's full of that shit.
So, when we're talking about rights and things like that, I believe gay people who are having same-sex attraction and things like that, or struggling with their gender and things like that, can be benefited, can be helped tremendously by the gospel.
Okay, A, that was tried once. It didn't end well. B, how is a book that tells them to hate themselves gonna help? C, how is a book about a fucking talking donkey gonna help you with your sexual identity? How is a book where a guy has to run away to a city because a fucking axe head flew off his axe and killed some random dude whose brother is now trying to kill him for some reason, and he has to run to 3 cities that all have to be built in a fucking triangle of equal distance so that he doesn't get killed along the way from that specific location due to that specific thing? How's that going to help people figure out their own sexual identity? You dumbass.
And be given a way out of their depression and their sickness. Because Jesus views those people as sick.
Yeah, that's the thing though. If they're given rights, that's a way out of their depression and their mental sickness, in the fact that people like you are going to make them hate themselves and feel sick.
You know, as a Christian, you're a doctor, in a way.
Oh, this dickhead's a doctor now, is he? Okay.
That's what Jesus was saying when he said, look, I'm here to help the sick, and you're sick. I'm not here to just help people who aren't sick.
I mean, he helped the sick, but he helped a lot of people. And he did more than help them. He treated them like human beings. He gave tax collectors basic human decency and basic respect. Tax collectors were looked down on worse than anything at the time. And Jesus hung out with those guys because he believed... I'm not even religious and I get it, so I don't know how you don't. He chilled out with those people because he believed in the idea that all people are equal because they're all made by God and that they should all be treated with respect.
Here to help the sick. So that's why Jesus was all about, not hanging out per se, but exposing himself and reaching out to those people that are vulnerable, which is the gay people. They're vulnerable to sin.
What about Zachariah, the tax collector? He basically just did hang out with him. What about Mary Magdalene, the prostitute? He hung out with her because at the end of the day, that's what the dude was about. In the story, he hung out with all these people partly to understand their perspective and hopefully change it so that he could save them, because from his perspective he was saving them, but he didn't encourage people to abuse them. He said the opposite. You see, this is what I don't get about Christianity. I'm not a Christian, but even I get the point, but these guys don't, because they don't care about Jesus. They don't care about what that guy preached. They care about how they can use it to spread their own beliefs, their own bigotries, their own ideas. I don't agree with everything that Jesus said, but I'm man enough to say that. This guy isn't. So what he does is he just twists everything that was said to suit himself. I, on the other hand, think that some of the things that Jesus did made no sense, and some of them were dickish. But I get what he was saying and doing in the story. I mean, I don't believe in the Bible, I don't believe in Jesus or God, but I have at least been able to read the story and be like, this is what was happening in the story, and this was the point of it. Whereas you were like, how can I make this story about me?
Not vulnerable to being picked on, but vulnerable to sin. I do agree that gay people throughout history have faced violence and things like that.
Because of pricks like you.
That's not the Christian way of dealing with it either.
Well, someone's in fucking denial. Do you know how many times the word kill, or any synonym of it, is mentioned in the Bible? Fucking hundreds. It's got more than the Quran. So you are talking out your fucking arse again. If you read the Old Testament especially, and a fair bit of the New, most problems are solved by killing someone or horrifically maiming them. Stonings, beheadings, tent pegs, whatever. It's always through fucking violence. Jesus was the one that kept saying, don't do the violent shit anymore because you're all insane. So I don't understand what this dickhead's talking about.
The Christian way is saying, look, you need help, and I'm going to help you, and there's a better way of dealing with this than giving in to your sin.
No, the Christian way, and this is what I took from the Bible, is you are of a different religion to me. You are different to me. You need to be exterminated. Because when you read those stories about the sin cities, they got burnt down by Christians, and I don't remember what the place was called now. It was Joshua and the Promised Land had it. Christ, I can't believe I'm bringing that up. But yeah, that city is full of sinners, and they burn it down, and there's dead babies in there and all sorts. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit about anyone who's not one of them. So you are in denial. The Bible's message basically is, if you are not the same as me, anything I do to you goes. If you're the same as me, I can't be this way with you. I can't do this to you. I have to respect you. I have to do this. But even then, there are limits to that. And all anyone has to do is slip once, and anything goes.
So this is truly tragic to see these types of people spreading their nonsense across the world.
You call this a fucking tragedy, you retard. Sophie Lancaster was a tragedy. Those two women on the bus who got beaten up and forced to kiss each other by a dickhead who didn't even get a single bit of criminal reprise. That was a tragedy. Stephen Lawrence was a tragedy. This is just a pitiful 30-odd-year-old virgin crying in his bedroom because gay people are allowed to work without being harassed. The only tragedy is that no one's fucking put you in an asylum yet.
I'm very saddened. I apologize on behalf of my entire nation.
Again, don't apologise on behalf of them. Apologise for yourself. I'm glad you're sad. I'm going to go out and snog the first guy I see just to make you sad.
The divided states of America. I apologize that...
Where do you think that division comes from? Do you think it's the people asking, can I live my life the way I want to live it? Or do you think it's people like you saying, can people not live their life the way they want to live it? I mean, YogiOabs' face right there is how mine looks right now.
This is happening, and that it could be coming to a country near you. So stay safe, everybody.
Gayness coming to a country near you. We are not gay.
Stay safe from AIDS.
Fuck you, what? Mate, I already got AIDS from watching this fucking video. He gave me AIDS about 2 minutes in because it's fucking AIDS itself. Jesus Christ.
Wash your hands when you're talking to gay people.
What the fuck are you talking about? You said you were a doctor 2 minutes ago. You couldn't get AIDS from a gay person unless you drank their blood or had them ejaculate directly into your arse. So what the fuck are you talking about, you stupid... I'm sorry, someone let this man live on his own and have independence. I don't know why. I really don't. But anyway, carry on, Mr. Dickhead.
I'm just kidding, that's a joke. But in the 80s, when AIDS was coming out, people were very afraid of touching people and stuff like that. But
Oh, it was just a joke. And he wonders why people call him a bigot. You know what? His points are so stupid. I can't tell what a joke is with him because he's so fucking dumb that when he says shit like that, I believe it because it's no dumber than the other shit he said. That is also a bit of a load of shit. For a start, AIDS isn't a specific gay people virus. And for another thing, people like you are the reason that gay people were more likely to get AIDS, because people were so busy hiding it that they weren't bothering to protect themselves. because they were trying to be discreet so they didn't get arrested at the time or didn't get stigmatized because of people like you. And you can fix that. You can help make it so that people get checked out, that they don't end up having to skip out on contraception, by giving gay people fucking rights. Even if you don't like it, I'm sure you like AIDS less. And having people who are meeting up for sexual encounters have to be discreet and ignore certain steps is probably a bigger catalyst for AIDS than anything else. So yeah, you're a fucking idiot, YogiOabs. If you're so afraid of AIDS, get fucking gay rights in there. Less gay people will get AIDS, and then hopefully AIDS as a thing would die out quicker.
In all seriousness, pray very hard for what.
I am praying very hard, but if anyone wants to join me, dear baby killer, please make this man go away. He's only making himself look more stupid with each passing day. I can't stand his haircut. His voice does my head in. He's got his shirt buttoned up and he's not wearing a fucking tie. And everything he says just makes me want to fucking die. Also, help me win the lottery this weekend. Thanks. There we go. Said my prayer.
It's happening right now because we cannot continue thriving like this.
Yeah, we can. Do you know that a gay guy actually advanced computer science in the Second World War and helped us win the war? Alan Turing, might want to look him up. We thrived a lot because of him, so you're talking fucking shit.
So that's all I have to say, guys. Let me know what
Also, he committed suicide because of people like you.
you guys think in the comments below, and subscribe.
Well, I made a video. I'll leave a comment that says you're stupid, but apart from that, I can't do much else.
For more commentary just like this. Keep it classy.
Yeah, because you're the fucking king of classy, aren't you? Right, that was YogiOabs' fucking embarrassing... whatever that was. Right, I'm going to have to shower with bleach now, as YogiOabs advised, because that was fucking... dumb. I don't want to explain any further why it's dumb. And I advise everyone who watched this video to get a test to make sure that they didn't get AIDS from the video.
We are not gays.